Welcome into the Winklerverse. I am Bart Winkler with a breakdown of the Jordan Love salary and the contract. And I'm happy that it happened. Very happy that it happened. I would like to make a special note of some of these Vikings and Bears fans. And I was going to pull up these Twitter accounts. This is what's happening here. The Packers signed Jordan Love to a 4-year deal worth $220 million. $55 million is the average annual value. As I will show you, he is not quite making that much money. He's making a lot of money, but he's not quite making that much money. The contracts that you hear, I don't understand. We report the number, and then the breakdown happens, and then it's like, oh, he's not making that much. Okay, but we still say that he is. I don't understand. We'll kind of break it down here in a minute on the Dan Schani YouTube stream, or if you're following along on the audio platform, remember you can find us on YouTube as well at Bart Winkler Show. I believe I still have the old handle there. But either way, Jordan Love is a Green Bay Packer for further time. That's great. Jordan Love was drafted in a situation that I don't think he was eager to be drafted into. He was patient. He learned, he waited, and now he gets his turn to not only become the guy who right now, when you say who's the most money being given to any quarterback or anyone in this league right now, it is Jordan Love. And he's getting a lot of money, and he is the leader of this Packers football team. And that's great. It's a far cry from what we thought or wanted when he was drafted in 2020. Remember in that COVID year, we saw him in his living room. I don't think he looked super thrilled. We heard that Aaron Rodgers had a nice glass of scotch. Remember that bit? And Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst were both on TV during that, and they were very happy. My God, they were ecstatic. And we were not so much. We quite didn't understand what they were doing. I was willing to play it out, but I'm on record not liking the pick. I wanted a weapon. I wanted a weapon for Rodgers. I think when you're close to a Super Bowl, you got to strike for a Super Bowl. Somebody asked me on Friday on the Infinity Sports Network show, if I know what I know now, would I go back? Would I trade one Super Bowl for Aaron Rodgers if it meant we don't have Jordan Love? So would I go back now in 2020, get a weapon, have it work, get a Super Bowl, and then the Packers have, I don't know, Derek Carr or Sean Clifford or, God, Drake May? I have no idea. I don't think that I would, which is contradictory to what I always say is that I want championships and I need them now. I need them. Give them to me. I just want championships no matter what it takes. And I would have one in the hand versus all these in the bush. But if we're going to go back where I sit now, where Jordan Love, after 8 good games, where Jordan Love is the highest paid quarterback and the quarterback of our future, I think I would rather have the more shots at it than one more with Rodgers. And that doesn't take into account that I don't want Rodgers to experience happiness anymore. And my happiness would be diluted because he would be happy. That's my own issue, which I've talked about ad nauseum. Okay. That's my own issue. But what I said at the time when Jordan Love got drafted was for this to be a successful pick, the Packers need to win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, and they need to win a Super Bowl with Jordan Love after the draft pick in 2020, because you were punting the chance of a Super Bowl to draft your future. So for that to pay off, you need still a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers so that you didn't cost yourself one by Jordan Love. But I think as we look back now, did the Packers not get a Super Bowl because Jordan Love was the draft pick in that first round? I don't think so. I mean, yeah, if they draft T. Higgins or whatever, it might help. It might help if Rodgers isn't throwing 2-point conversions to Equinemius Saint drop. It might help. But also, or if he's not so focused on Devontae or didn't do the whole last dance routine with him, which Devontae, did I say Dante? Devontae superly regrets. I mean, my God, the amount of I'm not trying to regret something I totally regret just soaks off of that man. It's unbelievable. So I'm at a point now where, again, David Bakhtiari got hurt. Might have cost you 2 Super Bowls. I don't know. Matt LaFleur kicked a field goal. I don't know. The Packers got held on a play that they didn't call it. They called a bad call on Kevin King. A lot of things happened. Aaron Rodgers threw 2 gross picks against Detroit. A lot of things happened that weren't Jordan Love influenced or related. But now the Packers have another quarterback. And as I mentioned Bears and Vikings earlier, these people are nuts. These people are absolutely insane. Bears fans almost celebrating the fact that the Packers got tricked into this contract. Vikings fans saying anytime you got to pay a 12th to 15th quarterback, you got to do it. So I don't know what that is. I don't know why. And there was another girl on Twitter that like got engaged, and she goes, "I have more rings than the Brewers." Is this just is it because I'm here in Wisconsin? You're here in Wisconsin. Doesn't it feel like everyone else can't keep their mind out of our shit? Everyone else is always in our business. Doesn't it feel like that? And for why? The Brewers haven't done anything. How do you victory lap the Brewers? The Bucks have a title, but none of these teams that are our rivals give a shit. And the Packers, like everything the Packers do, the top story on Chicago radio is, 1, what did the Packers do? Maybe we'll get to the Bears as a kicker. And then the other one is in Minnesota, what did the Vikings do? Maybe we'll get to the Packers as a kicker. Like they just care so much. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Yes, we like to have a friendly rivalry, but if the Bears like locked in Caleb Williams, we're not doing victory laps. The Packers have their 3rd good quarterback. And maybe he won't be a Hall of Famer like the other 2, but the Packers have their 3rd good quarterback. And so I don't understand why other fan bases are joyful about that. Into the Winklerverse, brought to you by Happy Place Hemp. Happy Place Hemp, the promo code is BART, B-A-R-T, 25% off each and every order as the seltzers get popular. A lot of bars having these THC seltzers too. You can get some at home by going to Happy Place Hemp in Muskego. Let them know you listen to the Bart Winkler program or into the Winklerverse. You can also go to the website, Happy Place Hemp. The promo code is BART, 25% off. I love when you guys send me a picture of your order. Just had a couple people reload last week. And that promo code, man, it's 25% off. Get $100 worth of stuff. You're knocking 25% off just by typing in my 4-letter name, B-A-R-T, at checkout. And that is good every single time you do it. HappyPlaceHemp.com. The promo code is BART, B-A-R-T. The promo code is BART at HappyPlaceHemp.com. Get it in there. So the Jordan Love contract, I want to look at via a couple of guys that were talking about it. Peter Bukowski, friend of life, notes that his cap in 2026, the cap hit on Jordan Love will be the 16th highest in the league. Baker Mayfield, one of the guys that has a higher cap hit. So let's take a look at how this breaks down. And I can do that via a Ken Ingalls tweet, another friend of show. And you can follow these guys. Both of them are great. Both of them very in tune. Peter was writing about his stuff on The Leap. I'll talk to him on the Infinity Sportsnet show coming up here relatively soon. We'll share that with you as well. But the contract for Jordan Love is pretty interesting. You may have to zoom in if you're on the YouTube page. So in 2024, remember it's an extension, which it always helps like alleviate some of the burden. He's getting the big signing bonus, and he's getting some guaranteed money in future years. something the Packers don't necessarily do. Remember, there's up to $165 million of guaranteed money, or maybe a little less than that, but a $75 million signing bonus. So he is going to get $75 million by December. But then if you look at the cap charge in 2024, the signing bonus is able to be spread across. He's getting a signing bonus and then a base salary of $3.5 million, plus a previous signing bonus, plus the workout bonus. So the cap on this year is $20 million. That's it. The next year is 29. The next year is 36. There would be an out, but the Packers would have a lot of dead cap. A lot of dead cap. We're talking like 83 million. So if things go really bad, as Ken says, large signing bonus and small year 2 cash, recent Packers staples. There's a double option bonus year starting in year 3, which keeps the cap low to start, but then it grows rapidly. I think that makes sense. And then if things go south, there's no easy out. It would be painful to trade and exit this. So basically, if the Packers want to get out by 2027, they can, but there's going to be a massive dead cap hit. And obviously you are taking the risk that, no, this is your guy. You put 4 years into him. You got to see him play 27 games, the last 8 being very good. I don't like that narrative. Oh, he's only played 8 good games. He played 8 terrific games. He was the second half MVP last year in those 8 games. He has the footwork, the mechanics. He is a good quarterback. You guys can see it. You know it. Okay. You can talk yourself into, if you're a fan of another team, that, oh, this is just a fluke. Nothing about Jordan Love's 2023 end of season was fluky. Nothing about that win against the Cowboys was fluky. You point out his interceptions against the 49ers. Okay. Brock Purdy had those 2 interceptions too. It's just the Packers didn't catch them. All right. That was a well-contested game. You're still paying this guy money. The cap hit right now in 2028 is $74 million. So that's a lot of money. But by that year, it's the final year of his deal. The Packers will likely renegotiate again or, trade him or whatever. We all joke he'll be a Jet in 2034. But the fact of the matter is, the amount of money he got paid, the 4 years, $220 million, he is getting a lot of money over the course of this run. A lot of that is via a signing bonus, right? He is getting the base salary each and every year. The cap hit is what's important for team building. It's only $20 million this year. It's $29 million in year 2, which is 25. It's 36 and then 42. And then by 2028, they will adjust that because they will likely then, if he's at 30 years old and he's Jordan Love as good as we think he is, he'll be playing on a new contract. He's 8% of the cap this year, to put it in those terms. 10% next year, 12% after, 13% after that. So this is not as franchise damaging of a contract as it always gets reported to be, is the overall point. So good work by the Packers, good work by Jordan Love, good work for all around, and we got our guy. It was a bummer not to see him practice, but it totally makes sense. He was out there in the rain, though. I thought that was a great indication of who this guy is. He's out there practicing, or at least standing. It was pouring on Tuesday, and he's still out there in the rain. Did not need to be there in any way, shape, or form. Regarding the Packers as they're set up, again, if you look at the Spotrac breakdown of the overall team, you've got Jordan Love making a good chunk here. You've got the receivers. Look at the receivers when it comes to this. Look at the receivers. All these guys are making, Watson's making 2.5. Reed's making 1.6. Dobbs making 1.1. Touré's making 1. A lot of these guys will be free agents in 26. Reed in 27. Wicks in 27. So eventually you have to pay these guys, but you have a quarterback that's not taking as much up as the cap as initially thought, and you've got all of his skill players. Josh Jacobs making 5. Not making that much money. Elton Jenkins with a big deal. Kenny Clark with that big promotion. Kenny Clark this year is taking up more of the cap than Jordan Love is. And the wide receivers total, if they keep all 12 guys they have on the roster right now, which is impossible, they will not do, the Packers would have 5% of the salary cap eaten up by that. These guys aren't making any money. What it'll end up being is about 3% of the cap for all of the receivers. And how good do we think this crop of receivers is going to be? So good deal. I'd encourage, again, Ken Ingalls on Twitter. I was looking at him for a reference point. Peter Bukowski on Twitter as well. And then their Leap newsletter looking at him for a reference point. But these guys are really good at helping break that down. So the Green Bay Packers have a really good deal with Jordan Love. Bears fans and Vikings fans that are trying to get their rent due because in blue checkmark land, you just put something out there. I saw a couple that was mad. They walked out of Deadpool and Wolverine after 3 minutes. Something about, I don't know, did they get mad? He said Marvel Jesus. I mean, the shock culture for an outrage culture with these blue checkmarks is at an all-time high. And I got to remember not to get sucked into them. So I'm going to stop interacting with them for the 15 cents that my tweet may help them with. Look, I get it. I'm on Facebook. I'm trying to engagement farm too, but I'm just shit posting Craig Counsell. Okay, I'm not faking outrage. I'm not being a Bears fan. Oh, my tweet got picked up by Packers Twitter. Yeah, of course it did. You wanted it to, you stupid idiot. You probably sent it to all your friends, you big dork. So Jordan Love signs a great deal. This is good. I'm happy. You should be happy. Get us a Super Bowl. Even if it doesn't, we've still got 3 great quarterbacks. Everyone else is in their feelings, but we need to get a Super Bowl. Are we all in this year? Are we Super Bowl or bust? I don't know. Let's get further than we did a year ago. Let's get to that NFC Championship game. We were built to lose NFC Championship games for a decade. Let's get there and win one this time. Jordan Love, congratulations on the signing. Packers, go Pack, go.